February had faded to March, and winter's grip on England had faded as well. Oliver was still away at Stratford Works being overhauled, but 5764 had returned to Warrborough on an extended stay. George seemed to find himself in the area a lot more than usual, bringing empty and loaded coal trains to and from St. Philip's Marsh.
You've been reallocated.
Aye, I have. St. Philip's Marsh sheds near Bristol. Nice enough place, although I could do without some of the more arrogant engines there, like the Kings and Castles. But the 2800s and 9Fs are nice. Even with the Halls you can have a nice enough conversation.
It was the same way at Crewe. The Coronation, Jubilee and Royal Scots thought too highly of themselves, but the Patriots were nice to us.
Have you seen any of the Britannias about? They're a pleasant bunch to talk to.
Can't say I have really. I heard most are based in the Midland region.
Aye, most are, but a few have been allocated to Cardiff Canton sheds in Wales.
Interesting. I remember seeing Britannia herself working trains between Crewe and Carlisle, but never really got to talk to her. Hang about? Who was that?
Sounded like a Brit to me. Indeed it was a Brit, but not just any Brit. It was Britannia herself rolling into the sheds. She stopped just in front of Simon and George and let off steam calmly. The mighty engine looked around before noticing the Stania Mogul and 4300.
Afternoon, everyone. My name is Britannia.
Pleasure to meet you, Mom.
Oh, please, don't leave for formality. I quite like being called Britannia.
Alrighty then. I'm George.
And I'm Simon.
Pleased to meet you both. Are any of you based here?
I am.
Splendid. Your shipmaster requested for another express locomotive to be brought in for a while. I just happened to be available, so British Railways decided to send me.
I didn't realise Mr. Waterman requested for another engine to be brought here. I mean, we just had Stepney leave and Oliver to go to the works.
Well, Simon, I was waiting to tell you all tonight, but it seems Britannia arrived earlier than expected.
Mr. Waterman walked over to the engines.
The reason Britannia is here is because 92 Squadron has been held up in Suez Lane Depot for the time being, working the Golden Arrow to Dover, while some merchant navies are being looked over. So Britannia is here to fill the gap.
Ah, I see, sir.
Britannia, you will start work tomorrow. I just need to finish the paperwork authorizing your stay here.
Yes, sir.
And with a tip of his cap, Mr. Waterman walked away. Later that evening, Britannia managed to gossip with the rest of the fleet.
So what happened to the different?
The Natter was dragged back here by Morgan and didn't say a bloody word after.
Oh, absolutely hilarious.
Indeed, it was funny. We've not seen him ever since the incident. Well, George might have.
Oh yes, I have. He's been allocated to Oxford since then, but is still his boastful self, let me tell you.
He's made the right decision not to return here. I'd knock his safety valves off if he did.
Steady on there, Winsador.
Yeah, I know.
The engines carried on talking into the night and soon fell to sleep. Early the next morning, Britannia wandered over to the station to collect a train, which was a service heading for Crewe. Britannia waited patiently for the guard's whistle. As soon as the clock struck 10 till 8, the guard sounded the off and Britannia snorted away. On her return journey, Britannia stopped at Newton to collect more passengers. As she waited, the station master came up to her. Britannia, Simon has failed at Warwood with a blocked injector and his crew can't get enough water into his boiler with the exhaust injector. Can you push this train to Warrborough and finish your run too?
I'll give it a jolly good try, sir.
Britannia found Simon at Warwood with his crew dropping his fire.
Simon, are you alright?
Yes, I am. Sorry about this, Britannia.
It happens to the best of us, my dear Simon. Now let's get moving.
Britannia buffered up to the back of Simon's train and the two set off for Warrborough. Britannia made up for her and Simon's lost time and shunted Simon into one of the bay platforms. Her passengers came to congratulate her and young train spotters came to take down her number. At the sheds, Oliver, who had returned from the works, was being examined by a fitter when Simon was pushed into Shed Road 2 by Britannia. Simon, what happened?
My injectors failed at Warrborough, but thankfully Britannia here helping me back.
Britannia smiled back at Simon. Well, at least you're alright. Britannia, thank you for helping Simon today.
Oh, it was no big deal. It happens all the time.
Ah, yes. Yes, it does. A few weeks later, 92 Squadron returned from London and Britannia's stay was over. Just before she was scheduled to leave, Simon rolled alongside her.
Thank you for rescuing me, Britannia. I couldn't have gotten back without you.
It was no problem, Simon. My detectives have failed numerous times before, so I know how it feels.
There was a long pause between the two before Simon broke the silence.
So, do you think we'll meet again?
I think so. Engines do intend to wander.
True. Well, safe journey, Britannia.
And to you, Simon.
Simon watched as Britannia rolled off for home, hoping that they would indeed meet again in the future.